Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. Boys and moms and grandchildren and parents of stepsons of servants all over the world. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. We're coming to you live from Lou's Guitar Lounge on a very chilly...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, actually, it's colder than a well digger's ass.
Right?
February 7th is when we are recording this, and... we are enjoying some refreshments as we do this. We are not, for the moment, live on Rock Rage Live on Facebook. So that has been kind of, that's in limbo.
Right.
To quote the Catholic Church. And we will come back to that. We will get that straightened out. But
yes,
we're in a sort of like, what are we doing here phase.
In a flux.
Yeah. So anyways, we're back at you. You can check us out. Hang out. Come to my Inner Circle group, Lou Lombardi's Inner Guitar Circle on Facebook. Don't forget to find Mr. Pittsburgh and I both. Yeah. Mr. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh Kevin.
That's me.
Pittsburgh Kevin on TikTok, and I'm Lou Ludini Lombardi. We're both doing a lot of TikTok stuff, so that's probably the better place to catch us.
Right. You get to see our beautiful, beautiful faces.
Well, it's just that we're very active there.
Oh,
and
that
we're always
too.
responding to comments and
yeah,
things
that's
like
just
that.
it. We respond. Yes.
Yeah, it's like you just you can. There's only so many hours in a day that you can't like jump to every social platform. You kind of go, okay, and. TikTok is getting me some like action with people with views and stuff on my videos, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna pay attention to TikTok. It's like the girl at the bar, it's like you approach a girl at the bar and she doesn't give you time of day, but like her friend starts hanging out with you. Well, now you go with your friend.
Come on now.
Yes. It's like, very, it's the same thing. So I'm a slut like that. It's called being a slut.
You are a little slut.
I'm a little slut. Oh. Paul Lynn. I wasn't even a good Paul Lynn.
No, it wasn't.
But I wasn't in the spirit of Paul Lynn.
I'm sorry, Paul. Oh man.
What do you say? So this was a question on Hollywood Squares.
Oh, no.
With Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
So what do you... RockRageRadio.com and Music412.com. So this is a question on Hollywood Squares to Paul Lynn.
Yes.
When a man falls over out of a boat...
Right.
They yell, man overboard.
Correct.
What do they yell when a woman falls out of the boat?
I don't know. As Paul Lynn...
I can't attempt to do it, but he said...
He said...
You know what he said?
Yes.
Oh, say what he said. That's what I was cueing you.
But no, I wanted to give you all the glory.
No. I was cueing you to say because I thought you knew the answer.
Yeah.
So let's do this again.
Okay.
So a man falls out of a boat.
I'll be Paul Lynn.
For instance, for Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
If a man falls out of a boat, they yell man overboard.
Right.
If a woman falls out of a boat, what do they say?
Full steam ahead. Which those comebacks were so good.
Yeah, it was great.
So good.
A lot of people on there were really good. Even people you didn't realize were funny. They would just do, they could respond really well to the others too. There was like Goldie Hawn. I don't know how many great zingers she had, but she was always good when she started interacting with the other squares. You know what I mean? So some people they had on for that, that's a whole different. I don't know if movie stars today or television actors could do.
Yeah, could do that or even would do that.
That's beyond just acting in a movie or a television show. That you really have. That's like. And the other thing that I noticed today in comedy is a lot of comedians do crowd work now.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of them do, where they just sit and talk to the audience and you really have to be quick.
Well, see, yeah.
You know what I mean? That you have to develop that. That's a brains skill that they develop. It's like playing music, If you... I've played with, I have different friends, who've like sat with me and be like look at me and go, man, I don't know how you can do that. Like that's just so amazing or whatever. You know what I mean? To me, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, right.
But it's because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And so the brain wires itself to whatever sort of the demand you put on it. So if you start putting that demand on it, that like you're going to be responding to people in the moment like that, and you know that like they do probably take an inventory of. First of all, I'd probably start with what questions they might like most likely to be asked, depending which kind of comedian they are. And so they probably figure out a range of what he could say and what I could say, and then what I could say back.
Go back to it.
You know what I mean? So he probably has a little bit of mental sort of practice for that. But at some point, I would believe that it just kind of flows.
Yeah,
it just kind of flows. Yeah. So, like that again, like that is a really great skill. I think. Hold on, it's different. You know, I don't remember Andrew Dice Clay or Sam Kinison or Eddie Murphy ever doing that type of stuff where they would just sit and talk to the crowd. I mean, their shows, their HBO specials and all that were really tight. Even George Carlin, like they were really tight. Like it was a very, boom, 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 boom. So I just find that really interesting. I don't know how we got on the subject, but we are here at the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, and we have a couple topics we want to get into with you guys.
Yes.
One of the things we're going to be talking about a little bit later, our sort of feature segment, is we're going to play a little bit of like, he played on that? He sang on that?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that. And some of them you will know, but it's basically a kind of, guest stars or guest appearances on songs, and this was inspired by Pittsburgh Kevin coming in with the story about Richard Marx, working with Lionel Richie.
Yep.
So there are many moments like that. There's a great video, 55 moments of singers that you didn't know were on these songs, and it's interesting. Anyway, we're going to get into that a little bit in a couple minutes.
Yes.
Mr. Pittsburgh, what did you get up to this week?
Well, it's Ludini. Let me
speak to me, sweet pea.
Let me pull up my Palm Pilot, okay?
You mean your BlackBerry?
Yeah, right. My pencil and tablet.
My
So I just got a couple of like little news things here that came up.
Little news thing.
D. Snyder, you know him.
D.
Snyder from Twisted Sister. Has actually canceled his shows with Twisted Sister. They are canceling their shows. They were going to go out on the 50th anniversary tour. D has this is because of health issues, and D unfortunately has degenerative arthritis that was brought on by his aggressive performance style. Who would have knew, jumping off of shit and into things? But anyway, so Twisted Sister has canceled their 50th anniversary tour. Do you know who Brad Arnold is?
No.
Brad Arnold is the lead singer of Three Doors Down.
Okay. Oh, yes. I was going to... Yeah, thanks for bringing this up. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away today. He was battling kidney cancer, so that's kind of a tough one there. And I remember when they announced, I think they had to cancel a tour or something because of his health. And then I woke up to this information today.
Oh.
But Brad was 47. And,
wow, really young.
Yeah, really young. I actually saw him. I saw him down at Metropole back in the day. So there you go.
Oh, you saw the band?
I saw the band.
Oh, I thought you were like,
I saw him. He's buying everybody drinks.
I was down at Permanis and I got a bologna and egg.
Bologna and egg.
And
French fries. Yeah. But sad news there.
Oh, I'm really. Sad.
Don't be too bummed out, please.
So another person passed away this week.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to talk about this. This was question mark on my list. This week I was like, am I going to bring this up or not?
See, I brought it.
So I'm going to bring something up.
Okay.
I'm a stir to shit, and I'm kidding.
Let me see if I know this information already. But go ahead.
So in the early 1970s, this book came out. It was a bestseller, and it got made into a documentary.
Okay.
That when it aired on television, enraged so many people. People called the news, the local affiliates, and complained. People called the networks and complained. Mainly college professors, people that were in the sciences,
Uh-huh.
Evolutionary biologists, a lot of people who were who taught science and biology and things like that in universities. And the movie and the book was Chariots of the Gods.
Oh, okay.
And it was written by Eric von Donigan, who, fast forward 30 years, ends up with a hit series on the History Channel called Ancient Aliens. And but Eric passed away this week, a few days ago. You know, it was an elderly gentleman.
Sure.
You know, at this point, that lived a long, full life. Was a very interesting character. Had, you know, wasn't he wasn't like, was a nerd, but he was by no means squeaky clean. Like, you know what I mean? He had he had some run-ins with the law over taxes or something.
Okay.
And he I heard that something that like he had to have 2 bottles of wine every night.
Oh my.
And everything like
well
that.
lubricated.
He was a well lubricated individual.
Yes, indeed.
I do not know. I should look it up, but I'm not going to get into that deep. His country of origin, or wasn't he? Wasn't you know, born in America? Anyway, so you know, rest in peace, gentlemen.
Yes.
Wherever you are and whatever you're going to do next. So, let's talk about. So I'm going to just throw this out there.
Okay.
Do you guys ever watch or heard of a channel on YouTube called the Y-Files?
I have not heard of it.
Okay. The Y-Files is hosted by a gentleman named AJ. Okay. And this channel really took off over the past couple years. He's like, he really took off. He picked up speed like John Ballin. You know, when John Ballin came out,
how
he
boom.
picked up speed like really quick. He was very, very popular very quickly. And so the Y-Files is they do breakdowns of conspiracies and UFOs and the AJ is like a what I would call an open-minded skeptic.
Okay.
You know, he will present the whole thing, and then there's always a point where he says, "But is any of this true?" And so he will go in, and they will go back and deconstruct, you know, whatever the story is, some alien abduction or something like that, and you know, piece it together. And I think he's pretty fair. Like, there's times when he goes, well, unfortunately, they're really this, and it turns out that this person really wasn't blah blah blah, and they really weren't where they said blah. Blah. And so like, and there's times he'll say that, he'll say stuff like that, and then he'll go, however. There's some unexplained element to it that calls the whole thing into question, and there ends up in usually where a lot of them lie, is a kind of like, well, I don't know, did they or didn't they, and you know, what do you think, and stuff like that. He's gotten in trouble for being critical of the government, like a lot of people have. So, anyways, he has branched out. He now has a long form podcast that he does as well.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't watch any of them, but one caught my attention, and it was the interview with Mike Barra. Mike Barra wrote a book about the moon landings called Dark Mission, and it was a New York Times bestseller. And he is also a what do you call him? A presenter or a commentator on Ancient Aliens.
Oh, okay.
And I always thought that he was some just nerdy researcher guy, like you know, UFO screwball. You know, no, he worked at Lockheed Martin. He was instrumental on some couple different Air Force jets that were top secret and then eventually became public knowledge and stuff like that. So he's just some screw job.
I know something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's aliens. You know, he's very well spoken, very, very knowledgeable about history. But AJ interviewed him, and so you know, just like something to put on before bed. And I ended up getting really hooked on it, and I listened and watched the entire thing, and they cover like a wide range of topics. They talk about, you know, everything from the moon to Mars to the Kennedy assassination to, you know, the deep state. I mean, it's just like they get into this wild ride. And they're both actually very knowledgeable guys, very level-headed guys. It was wildly engaging. and I really enjoyed it. So it might be something like if you enjoy that type of content, or you were an Ancient Aliens fan. I haven't watched that. It's still going.
Oh, wow.
I haven't watched it in years. So it turns out AJ, I believe, is a presenter on there as well. That might be why his YouTube channel may have been that may be where he sort of came from. But I never watch it, so I don't know who's on there and who isn't. But anyways, it's just a kind of cool thing. What else did you get into?
Well, let me roll up onto the sidewalk and take a look. All right, what do I want to do here? Now we can do this real quick. So I kind of fell down a rabbit hole, and nowadays, if you're a movie star, television star, whatever, you use social media to branch out and project your image and stuff like that. But back in the '80s, where we come from, before all this technology existed, celebrities used to expand their exposure by doing music. Now I'm talking like actors and actresses and stuff doing music. So I'm like, let me see.
Like
how
every
many...
member of Star Trek has had an album.
Yeah,
out.
Exactly. So the one example that came up was, and you'll remember this. That's how much this hit the whatever. So the 1985 Chicago Bears football team released a rap song, the Super Bowl Shuffle. You remember that?
What was it? What year?
1985.
Okay.
Yes.
While I don't know if I remember it specifically,
yes,
it sounds like absolutely that could have happened. Like I'm not, that sounds like something would have happened in 1985.
Yeah, So originally they presented it as a novelty, but it actually gained momentum and reached number 41 on Billboard's Top 185.
Was it as popular as the Curly Shuffle?
No, Lou, you even have to ask? Come on now. Another guy, and you'll remember a lot of these things, like Mr. T. Mr. T.
I pity the fool.
Right, man. He was on TV, movies, toys. Do you remember the breakfast cereal?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, good old Mr. T jumped into the music scene.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Mr. T released a 7-song EP. Mr. T's Commandments was the name of the.
Why does that not surprise me?
Better behave yourself with Mr. T. So another T, Ice-T, assisted on a few of the songs, lyrics, and rap on some of the songs, and the way he would present like the lyrics and the rap in the song. So that was kind of cool. Now this one I did not know this. Another one is Scott Baio. Oh, I'm sorry. I've had a few alcoholic.
No, beverages. You have not. Shh.
I rubbed some alcohol on my.
There you are.
Anyway,
that's all that Vicks Vapo rub you've been using, and NyQuil.
I don't think it's so much the cough syrup as it was. So here's a list of some other people that you may or may not know had albums. Scott Baio, of course. Who didn't see that coming? Now, Alyssa Milano, remember her? She went platinum in Japan with her albums. Her albums were only produced and sold in Japan. So there you go.
Well, that's cool.
Like I said, she went platinum. Hey, here's one you know.
Well, David Hasselhoff.
That's exactly what's coming up.
Hasselhoff.
Yeah, he was. This is terrible and funny at the same time. Oh. So he was huge in Germany, and he was going to have a live concert broadcast in Germany and the United States, and that was going to be his big kind of musical thing. He was singing at that point. Unfortunately, his plans of having the world see his concert, it was kind of derailed by the live coverage of a certain car chase of a white Bronco.
Oh,
so
no.
Yeah,
he got fucked over by OJ.
Right. Do you remember Don Johnson from Miami Vice? He had 2 albums. His single Heartbeat.
That's right.
That's right. I'm not doing it. It hit number 5 on the top 100s. And of course, your favorite diehard guy, Bruce Willis. He released The Return of Bruno. Do you remember that whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Seagram's
you're right. He did that in a commercial. Seagram's. Yeah. His song.
He did like a soul album.
Yeah. His song. Where are we at? Hold on.
Respect Yourself.
Maybe. Respect Yourself. Yes, I was just messing with you. It reached 14 on the Billboard Top 100. I'm like, that's not too bad. This one, of course, everybody remembers this. Back in the day, huge star of screen and television. And so, of course, Eddie Murphy would have to put out an album. That's it.
Party all the time.
Party all the time hit number 2 and stayed there for 3 weeks. So that was pretty big. But yeah, a couple of most of those I knew, except for the Mr. T.
Well, Rick Springfield was
Yes.
on General Hospital.
Yes, he was.
Jack Wagner, who was on General Hospital, he put out a song. All I Need, I think. Oh my God, I can't believe I remember the name of that song. But Michael J. Fox was approached, and about that because of Back to the Future,
Right.
And he was like, no, he declined. But he was in that movie with Joan Jett,
Yeah, Light of Day.
Yeah. But yeah, Katie Seagal. She's a singer.
Yeah.
What did she say? That came up in.
Well, she did some, because I had the soundtracks of Sons of Anarchy.
The motorcycle gang
Yes,
show. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
She did her own song.
her version of she does a version of Ode to Billy Joe, I think.
If it's not it's one of those.
Son of a Preacher Man.
That's it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
She sings Son of a Preacher Man. It's like that's like my favorite version of it.
Yeah.
Like that's really good.
Yeah.
That's yeah. She should have covered Harper Valley PTA too. But whatever.
That would be cool.
Barbara Eden. Sorry. Anyways. Remember Andrew Dice Clay? And if you sat close enough to the screen like I did, you could see Bush. I tell my students to listen to this because it's about guitar, and like they're gonna listen to this thing and be like, "What the fuck?" Okay.
All right, back to you, Ludini.
So, speaking of guitar,
Yes.
let's just do some guitaring.
Okay.
All
All right
Go ahead
then.
and see if we can pause mute,
Pause mute, please.
The guitar solo to Jesse's Girl.
Yeah.
And I did play a wrong note, but
I didn't want to say anything
I know.
because I didn't know
was
which one it
horrible.
was.
Yeah, no. So I didn't start this so I could teach you how to play a song. Like, I'm not going to do that on a podcast.
No.
But I want to sort of break it down a little wee bit because it's just it gets right to the point, get you in, get you out. It's a good guitar solo for a pop song like Jesse's Girl.
Right.
Okay?
It gets the job
Because
done.
you
Boom,
don't-
gets
yeah.
in there, does a thing, and get
You
out.
don't need a whole bunch of
Right.
like long extended and all kind of licks and chops and everything like that. So if you don't know the story behind the guitar solo to Jesse's Girl, it's a Rick Springfield song, but the producer, whose name escapes me at the moment, did not like Rick's guitar playing at all. At all. So he brought in a guitar player who Pat Benatar was already out at this time. Yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was out in the late 70s.
Yeah.
This guitar player from Pat Benatar's band, Neil Geraldo, and that's who wrote and performed that solo. Now, I don't know like how much time he took to create the solo or if it was a one take kind of thing. It seems a little too constructed to be something you just would have
just
whipped
off
out
the
you know what I
cuff,
mean?
yeah.
You know, he may have like practiced the track or heard the track and like figured something quickly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know, but I'm not saying it took him 6 months. But that's who plays the guitar solo on it. And to Rick's credit, when he performs the song live, now he himself plays the solo and he plays that solo.
Yeah.
He doesn't do his own thing there because it's perfect for the song.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Good job, Neil.
So one of the things I wanted to point out is one of the most important things about playing any guitar solo in any band, the first most important thing is that you get the cadence And what is the cadence to Jesse's Girl? Dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da 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 da. That's the cadence. You what I mean by the cadence? You know, you were in the military,
right?
You know the cadence is, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it is super square. I mean, I'm not knocking the solo, but it kind of every one of those phrases resolves da 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 da, like right on the down. You know what I mean? It's about as white as town talk. I mean,
it's got its own overbite.
Yeah, exactly. It's got its own overbite. That's a good one. And so like this is part of analyzing what the solo is. And all the really good solos, the ones that you have to play because they're so iconic, will all have some very memorable cadence like that. The cadence to "You Shook Me All Night Long," I could probably hum that bow, ba da 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 da. Da 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 up higher ba ba. You know what I mean? Like you could do the whole thing. You're nodding right along because you know
in my mind.
because you know exactly what it is.
Right.
Okay, so that's the most important thing to get. Get that frickin' first, because if you get that, you know the key, and you can tell whether it's mostly major or minor, or if it's bluesy or like more square, like, you know, white bread or more countryish or whatever. A lot of times you can fake your way through a solo, and as long as you got the cadence and you're playing it like kind of like in the right tonality, you're like I said, you're not throwing some weird minor diminished half flatted whatever thing over, you know, it's totally going to get over. Now the guys in the band will know you're farting around,
right,
okay, but the audience is for the most part is going to you know what I mean. So you know, and especially like, and then if there are key phrases where something really resolves hard, make sure you know what that note is right there. Those notes are super easy to figure out because there's the hard notes are all the notes in between the starting note and the last note of the lick. You know what I mean? Like you figure out the first, so those are the most important things. So the reason I'm telling you this is because a lot of times, guys feel a lot of pressure to get everything note perfect when they have to do something like learn 40 songs for a cover band, okay? And especially, you know, they give you a song on Friday and you got to play it at rehearsal on Tuesday. Like, you know, you may not, you know, just get the idea of it so that it sounds like something that the guy, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then over time, what I've done over time with a lot of songs is, you know, as I had more free time, I'd like go and I'd tune that one up a little bit. And I'd get it more precise.
Yeah.
There are times when you have no choice. Like the solo to Magic Man by heart. You've got to get that right. Like, and there's no kind of farting your way through that. You have to, like, that's a very you know what I mean? Those solos are all very definite. They're like parts of the song. Okay. So anyway, so you want to take these things into account when you're sitting down to figure out a guitar solo. Okay. Before you go and have some guy on YouTube just teach it to you.
Right.
Okay. Do these things. Okay. And still go and watch the guy, because that's a good thing too. But when you understand stuff about the structure, then that is just going to help fill in a little bit of details for it. And you'll basically have what, just by your ears, just by listening to it and humming along with it and figuring out, you know, kind of what the groove of it is. I'll give you, so the songs we are working on in my band that we're going to be doing this week, Jesse's Girl is one of them, and I'm singing it. We're doing Rolling, and then we have to adapt the song by Adele, Rolling in the Deep. It's like, man, I don't really have it, but it's like, we could have had it all.
Okay.
You know that song?
Yep.
So, there's really no, like, there's a little bit of guitar. Like a little bit, but it's super clean.
Yeah.
And we're a rock and roll group, and then once the chorus kicks in, it's real big. The guitar kind of disappears. It's not really guitar-y at all. So what Bill and I talked, our bass owner, like, we really got to make this song. And we told Angelina too when she picked it, like, we got to make it like a rock song. So like when we get into that chorus, I'm thinking that we should be really like, maybe even find like a beat.
Oh yeah. Oh sure.
Maybe we should, do something like that. I'm just off the top of my head. We will figure something out. But we got. So sometimes you should. There's times you got to know when to interpret something for what your band does,
right?
And not like And also this isn't like a brand new song, And again, we're not Adele. There's no orchestra. It's we're a rock and roll group. And the last song I want to talk about is Fooled Around and Fell in Love.
Oh.
So we're doing this song. We're not doing it in the key of F. We're doing it in the key of E. Apparently, there's some versions of Winery Dogs doing it in the key of E, and our bass player singing it, and he feels like it's a good key for him. It's fine. Right. It actually makes it easier to play because E is more of a guitar. I'm going to make air quotes. Guitar key than F is.
Yeah.
So we are going to adapt it to the key of E. Okay, again, I'm probably by Tuesday. Now, see, Jesse's Girl is one chorus. It's one time through. One time through like a verse. He's just playing the verse chords, by the way. Over.
Yeah.
While the solo's going, that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So that one I'm probably going to just kind of have the idea of it. I played it before, and I know a lot of the licks. I'm not going to get too worried about it. The people, by the way. So who's going to get on your ass about playing solos of exactly right are going to be other musicians in the audience.
Okay.
And they're going to be finding something to criticize you for, anyways.
Yep.
So don't worry about none of that garbage. So yeah, just a little bit of. I wanted to kind of get a little bit farther into Jesse's Girl and what's happening in it, but we're not gonna do it right now. But some other stuff I want to get to. So yeah, you got something else?
Nope, that's it.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, then, thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll catch you
bye.
Bye. So we're gonna. Okay, that's cool. So let's get into like our sort of feature. This is something that I thought would be kind of fun to do. So there's some songs out there that have like it's like a famous band, and then there's a famous guest person on the song. And this is very popular now, by the way. Like the younger groups featuring. But when this happened back when the good music was being made, it was considered. It wasn't happening all the time.
Right.
So when it did happen, it was kind of like, oh, that's really cool.
That's kind of special.
Yeah. And a lot of times, a lot of these songs, while they weren't maybe the biggest in the artist's catalog, some of them were though, are sort of beloved for that reason. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, so-and-so. Oh, did you know so-and-so's? Oh,
I didn't know. Okay.
For instance, Rick Wakeman is playing the piano part on Bang a Gong by T-Rex.
Really?
Rick Wakeman, yeah. Famous progressive keyboard player. Yeah, so that's him playing that, pounding that, like boogie woogie, whatever type. Yeah. So there's little things like that. Cher is singing background on the song "You Lost That Love and Feeling" by the Righteous Brothers.
Wow.
So like
she's like famous now.
Yeah, So that sort of thing. So did you? We'll let Mr. Pittsburgh. Or you got something you want to?
Yeah. So we were discussing this. We were like sharing notes and whatnot, and I only had two that popped into my head immediately, and one was on the list that he gave me. And the other one is Bryan Adams. You've probably heard of him, the nice Canadian boy. He sang backing vocals for the band Glass Tiger. Remember Glass Tiger?
Glass Tiger.
And that was the
Don't forget me when I'm gone.
Exactly. Yes. So that's the one that popped into my head. Let's see. It was released in 1986. And it doesn't really say. I think like he knew the band or maybe knew some of the members in the band, and they asked him, "Hey, if Bryan Adams, he's a nice guy. So he went right
speaking
over.
of Bryan Adams,
Yes.
you'll never guess who sings the background vocals on Cuts Like a Knife.
That would be...
It's Lou Gramm, a Foreigner.
Oh, okay.
Bob Claremont wanted a thicker background vocals. Lou Gramm was in the he was in the studio, like around where they were, coming in and out of the studio. And so he was there. They grabbed him and they said, "Sing on this," and he sang on it. And he isn't heavily credited. A lot of people don't even know. I don't even know if it's even mentioned on the album. So, this is a 2 for Tuesday here. Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
Plays rhythm guitar on the song "Can't Explain" by The Who.
Okay.
We all know about his work with the Kinks and all the sort of controversy. We talked about this on the previous podcast.
Him? Is it not him?
You know,
Yeah.
But he's also he is on the song "One Hit to the Body."
I remember that
by
song.
the Rolling Stones, and I love that song. And I was a little surprised to learn that this week. So this is the Stones are getting into it's the mid '80s, and they're getting into a more aggressive rock sound at this period. They've gone through so many disco. They've done all kinds of country. They've done everything. They've got a great blues album, and I think their blues album is one of the best blues albums I've ever heard. But anyways, Jimmy Page and Keith Richards were friends. So this is in 1985, I guess, when they're putting this together. Comes out in 1986. Stones were experimenting with this heavier it was 80s rock, the big drums. There were big guitar hits on the radio, I'm going to mention "Addicted to Love" in a minute by Robert Palmer.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
There were songs like that were really heavy on guitar. They were big hits.
Yeah.
So the Stones probably said, well, this is something we could do. And then Page came in and added some additional guitar textures and leads during the sessions. But how it came about really is because Keith and Jimmy Page were friends. I don't know. I had it in my head that the Stones and Led Zeppelin did not like each other. I don't know why I had that in my head, but apparently they worked around it in this instance. I don't know. And one more I want to add about Jimmy Page before we jump back over to Pittsburgh Kevin.
Yes,
Here, if I can find it.
Oh, go. Yeah,
there it is. Yeah. So, you know the song "With a Little Help from My Friends" by the Beatles, right? Well, maybe even the more famous version of the song, at least as famous version of the song, is by Joe Cocker.
Right.
From 1968. So this is recorded during the peak of the London Sessions musician era. And, a lot of people know this by now because we already mentioned The Who, but Jimmy Page was a high-in-demand session musician at the time. And Denny Cordell put together those top players that he could for this album by Joe Cocker. And is it Mad Dogs and Englishmen? It might be that album. And Jimmy Page was the guitar player. It was really nothing other than that. But his guitar work is very distinctive, and you really hear kind of what he would be doing a year later with Led Zeppelin. You hear that kind of that kind of tone, that kind of lead guitar approach is very. Once you can't unhear it. When somebody tells you, "Oh, that's Jimmy Page," I'm like, "Shit, you're right. It's absolute. How did I not know that?" It's really cool. What do you got?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Lou, because I've got something for you. I got something for you, Lou. This one's kind of low-hanging fruit, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh, my God.
And that would be...
I know what you're going to say.
Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Yep. On Michael Jackson's Beat It. And that's a great story. I think Dave was out of town, and Eddie had been itching to do some work outside, but it was kind of an unwritten rule. Maybe it was a written rule that you don't go outside Van Halen. So he figured he got a call from Quincy Jones.
Yep.
Initially didn't think it was really Quincy Jones.
John Quincy Adams. He thought it was John Quincy Adams.
He thought it was John Quincy Adams. Quincy offered him, just come in and do a solo for the one Michael Jackson. And Eddie thought, who's ever going to hear it? Because this kid's R&B. Our two crowds don't mix. And, it was a solo heard around the world. But, so old Eddie Van Halen Play Don't Beat It by Michael Jackson.
So you know the song by the Rolling Stones, "Gimme Shelter," right?
Yeah.
With that amazing female vocal on there. The woman's name is Mary Clayton. And they were looking for the Stones looking for a very powerful gospel voice for the song. Jack Nietzsche called Clayton late at night. She arrived in curlers and she was pregnant.
Oh.
She recorded multiple takes. And supposedly on the line "rape, murder," her voice cracks, and they left it in. Supposedly, again, the legend is the performance was so intense it reportedly caused her to miscarry later.
Right.
We don't know.
Well, she did miscarry, whether or not it was caused.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the most emotionally intense vocals ever recorded. Now, a couple of years, this was 1969. In 1974, Mary shows up again in another massive classic rock hit. She's doing all the background vocals on "Sweet Home Alabama."
Right?
Like, damn.
That's crazy.
You know, that she was a go-to LA session musician at the time. And, you know, obviously I'm sure that Leonard Skinner knew her work on "Gimme Shelter."
They had to have.
5 years before. It was a massive song. And what a great pairing. A little 2 for Tuesday there for you on the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. You got another one?
I don't. Let's just go through the list here.
Okay. So this is one of my favorites. And I've been itching to hear this song, so maybe I will play it in the second half. Yeah. But it is a song by Paul McCartney called "No More Lonely Nights." And Paul wanted this sort of emotionally soaring, emotional guitar solo on this. Like, it's a very beautiful ballad. So he called his buddy David Gilmour. Gilmour came in, recorded multiple solos, and McCartney built the track around them. This is one of the rare Beatles / Pink Floyd sort of collaboration.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The Beatles and Pink Floyd together. At last.
At last.
Which you've always wanted. Oh, goodness gracious. We got a couple. We can jump 1 or 2 more in here. Come on. I got them.
Go to the top.
Okay. Flea and Dave Navarro are playing bass and guitar on "You Ought to Know."
Yeah, I did not know this.
Yeah.
And once you know that, you go back and listen. You're like, okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I knew Flea, but then when I found that Dave Navarro was doing it, I was like, okay. I did not realize that. Do you know that it is neither David Gilmour or Roger Waters that sing the song "Have a Cigar"? It's sung by somebody who's not even in the band. It's sung by Roy Harper, who was a folk artist in England, and he was widely influential to like a lot of musicians at the time, but I don't think he was a big pop star. Oh. But yeah, I thought that was kind of like
that's some shit.
Things that make you go, Let's see here. I got some quick notes here. Jeff Porcaro, speaking of Pink Floyd, Jeff Porcaro from Toto plays the drums on "Mother" by Pink Floyd. You know the song "Werewolves of London"?
Yes, I do.
The rhythm section is none other than Mick Fleetwood and John McVie. Bowie sings background on the Stones song "It's Only Rock and Roll."
Okay.
Lenny Kravitz wrote, produced, and arranged "Justify My Love" by Madonna. I would love to hear Lenny Kravitz's version of that song.
Of it, right?
And I just wonder, like, what in the hell would that even be like? John Paul Jones played bass and arranged the "Mellow Yellow" by Donovan. John Lennon sings on "Fame" with David Bowie. Dusty Springfield sings background on "The Bitch Is Back." Elvis Costello sings on "Tempted." What were they called? "Squeeze" by Squeeze.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Ronnie Spector is on "Take Me Home Tonight" by Eddie Money. Count de Monet, as he's known.
Count de Monet. These kids today and their nicknames.
My notes. Andy Taylor from the Duran and the Power Station is the guitarist on "Addicted to Love."
Oh, okay. You had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
That I did not know. I didn't know it.
Speaking of, we were talking about Elton John. Brian and Carl Wilson do the background vocals on "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me."
Oh, wow.
And when what you think about it, you go like,
You can
that's totally the
you're
Beach
like,
Boys.
oh, of course.
Yeah, that sounds like that's totally the Beach Boys singing that. Billy Preston is playing organ on Shine a Light by the Stones.
Playing with his organ.
This is a fun one.
Yes.
That strummy, straight up and down, steady strummy thing that happens on acoustic guitar on My Sweet Lord.
Yeah?
That's Peter Frampton.
That's right. Yeah, I mentioned last week he was doing session work and did some work for George.
Shaka Khan sings on Higher Love with Steve Winwood.
Steve, yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I love that.
That is
I think that was a
good.
cool collaboration. Anyway, so you may or may not know that. Finally, I would be remiss if we did not mention very quickly, everybody knows, that Sting sang on Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. And there was a big controversy around it. And it came about because they were vacationing at somewhere where Dire Straits was recording. Sting was like on vacation. It was in some tropical thing, and I think there was some kind of storm, and they couldn't leave. And somebody said, "Well, Sting's here," and they got together. I think it was something very simple like that. Yeah,
casual.
Yeah, but
yeah.
So I thought those things were kind of fun. I don't know these kids today. So, anyways, guys, we are the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. Yeah. Did you see any movies this week?
Yes.
What'd you say? Well, tell me. You said you didn't have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get to the film corner. So, do you remember the movie a couple years back, Megan? It was about the yeah. I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool. It's kind of a little bit of horror, suspense. You didn't know it was going right. So, over the weekend, I saw Megan 2.0, which is the sequel. Whereas you kind of knew what the first film was. Like I said, it's kind of horror, suspense, right? You're like, what the hell is this movie about? The Megan doll, her consciousness survives somewhere, and the military has made their version. And, of course, Megan has... And it's like, am I watching Godzilla and, Megdalon?
I thought it reminded me a little bit... they tried to turn Megan into... Now, do you remember this movie, Daryl?
Yes.
It's like they were trying to turn Megan into Daryl,
right. And
you were supposed to kind of feel sympathy, and it definitely had a different tone than the first one. I think that it was... The first one did have a lot of humor in it.
Yeah.
And I think that they were going more for like a lighter sci-fi... kind of thing, whereas the original one had more of a horror thing, and then there was the whole thing about they were trying to get deep, and it shouldn't be deep. No. They were trying to get deep about like, there's that line or that sort of line in Total Recall where Quaid wants to know who he really is, and he goes to see that guy with the crazy mutant.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
And it's like, and he says something to him like, "It doesn't matter who you are; it's what you do," or something like that. And it seemed like this movie was trying to make some kind of profound statement about that, but this movie couldn't be any less profound. That was my take on me. But honestly, was I entertained? Yeah. It was stupid fun.
Stupid.
What else?
So I watched a classic. This is a classic. It's the 1971 film, The French Connection.
Dude, why don't you tell me about these things? I would love to rewatch The French Connection. I think I bought it and never watched it because I'm waiting for somebody to watch it.
I'll watch it again. It's that good. The cast is just incredible. Gene Hackman, Roy Scheider.
Finch. I'm sorry, I'm trying to type it. The Finch. I don't know why maybe not the Finch.
Bill Hickman, when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, I know that guy, and he was. Let's see, I want to make sure I got this right here. No, he wasn't. Oh, that's right. He was in a whole bunch of stuff like Capricorn 1.
Oh yeah.
He was in Shaft. He was in the Columba. Yeah, but he was in Columba. That's probably where I know him from. But anyway, what a great dude! Look. 71. It was made in 1971, and I think that it represents the 70s pretty well when it comes to men. Because Gene Hackman, Jimmy Doyle is a... Hey, if there's kids listening, cover your ears. He was a fucker. He was... Oh, my God. Like, no excuses for what he thought or did. You know what I mean? Now Roy's character,
he was just trying to get the job done. It didn't really kind of matter. There were lines he wasn't going to cross.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, he could tell he had a sense of morality. But in a way, he was a more... let me put it this. So here's how I thought about Popeye Doyle. I would compare and contrast. I'm going to let you do this.
Oh, here we go.
Compare and contrast Popeye Doyle with Harry Callahan. Kind of the same attitude. But there's a different twist, right? Clint Eastwood's sort of portrayal of that kind of cop is a little bit more what? Like, Popeye Doyle never, like, dropped one-liners.
No.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Go ahead, make my day. Like, that's not something that, or maybe Gene Hackman was like, yeah, motherfucker, go ahead and make my day. Like, Gene Hackman might have done it like that.
Yeah.
And
it shot you.
Then shot you. Even if you didn't make his day.
Yeah. But what?
That is such. There's those characters that are like on the edge, like they're like kind of like good, bad, like I think Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver, the Robert De Niro Travis Bickle is a kind of character like that too. It's a crazy story about like this. Twisted guy who ends up being a kind of weird folk hero,
right?
And, like, rescues this girl. It's like he rescues Jodie Foster of all people. Who wasn't Jodie?
She was Jodie Foster.
She had done the kids movies,
right?
Yeah,
right.
She had done the kids movies.
Yeah,
this is her first movie that was like
kind of a more mature.
Yeah. Well, I think too. Like, I think some people were upset because their kids like Jodie Foster, and they're like, no, you can't take your kids to see.
Yeah, can't see the. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No.
That's when they made hard-hitting R-rated dramas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like grown-ups.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun too when you watch these movies, like the early days of when we were growing up. You see the cars, you see the fashion, and things. I'm like, wow, what a time capsule.
Anything else?
No, that's the two I saw.
Cool. I didn't watch anything. I probably did. I don't know. So we'll just have to look at that.
Probably did, but I don't know.
So anyways, guys, so we're going to get out of here. I want to get to some good music. So you guys have a great week. Don't forget to check out rockrage.com, music from the 412.com. Don't forget to check out our Facebook group, Lou Lombardi's Inner Guitar Circle. Mr. Pittsburgh, how do we find you again?
You can find me on the old TikTok. I'm at Pittsburgh Kevin, all one word, Pittsburgh Kevin spelled out. And come see the shenanigans I get into.
A lot of good guitar. Tell them what it is. It's good guitar content.
It's shenanigans.
No,
it's a.
You were shouting somebody out the other day.
Oh yeah,
another TikToker that you like.
Yeah. I had to laugh because he's learning guitar, and he goes, "I'm learning this one right now," and he plays China Grove.
Oh,
but he doesn't like. Do you use bar chords when you play that? Okay, yeah. Yeah, he was doing all kind of weird stuff, and I said, "Dude," you're officially a beginner guitarist now because what the hell are you doing there?" And but he played it differently than I did, so I did a TikTok and showed this guy on TikTok and whoever wanted to watch it how I learned how to play China Grove. But yeah, at Pittsburgh Kevin TikTok.
All right, and Ludini Lombardi on the TikTok for me. If you like guitar stuff. Okay, right. Guys, there's a couple other things that I saw at the reviewer from NAMM, but we'll review that we'll get into that next week.
Stay tuned.
You guys have a great rest of the week, and those of you who are listening on Rock Rage Radio, stick around. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, and we got some very cool music coming up for you, so don't touch that dial.
Nice.